Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I'm a senior in high school, which is crazy to say, and it's been super busy with quarter 1 grades, college applications, essays, extracurriculars, and also I take senior portraits and I tutor on the side, so needless to say, I have to manage my time well. It's super important that I capitalize on the amount of time that I have in a day, otherwise I wouldn't be able to do everything that I wanted to do, and I would be behind in all of my work. It took me almost all of high school to figure out how to structure my day to do all the work that I need to do, and when the times that I'm most productive, but it's better late than never. So I hope you can use this video as a student in middle school, high school, or maybe even college, because being productive is one of the biggest things that people struggle with on a daily basis besides procrastination and getting out of bed in the mornings. So here are my student-based productivity tips. If you want some general productivity tips, then you can check out the video here and in the description down below. But without further ado, let's just get started. So my number one tip to being more productive is to use an agenda. It doesn't matter if it's paper or electronic, you just need a place to put all of your assignments, homework, tests. I prefer a paper agenda because it's a little bit more tangible and it's a little bit more faster than just on my computer, but you can do whatever works for you. There's no need to break the bank for an expensive agenda. Mine just costs less than $8. If you want to go the online route with your computer, tablet, or even phone, I guess, there are some good options that I recommend, but are not sponsored obviously. Those are Google Calendar, Notion, and Todoist. I use Google Calendar to keep all of my Zoom links in place because it would be a hassle to write the long URL by hand in my paper agenda. I actually use two agendas, one for my personal life and one for my school life, so that I just don't get the assignments mixed up and that I can keep them separate and they're both in their respective places. But you can combine them if you want to. The biggest thing in general is just to know where all of your assignments are, and at a glance you want to know that, oh, I have a physics test Monday and I have a math test on Thursday, so you can plan accordingly and ahead for all of the tests and homework that you have. There's this really good quote that I love by the English author Douglas Adams, and it's, "I love deadlines. I love the sound that they make as they whoosh by." And it's very true. If you don't pay attention to the deadlines that are coming up, deadlines will creep up on you if you're not paying attention, and before you know it, it's the night before and you're scrambling to study all the material for the test the next day. My second tip to being more productive is to get organized with all your binders and notebooks and all your school supplies. I like to color code my notebooks because then at a glance I know that, oh, blue is for French and yellow is for psychology. Notebooks are a lifesaver because they're so compact and I don't have loose leaf paper flying all over my backpack. I've used the same colors for the past 3 years, so instinctively I know that orange is for math and blue is for French. They're usually around 25 cents per notebook at Staples, and they come in a multitude of colors, so you can't really go wrong with buying just a few. Whenever I need to take notes, either at home or in class, I can just pull into my bag, get out my notebook out, and start writing. If you prefer to take notes on your computer, and it works for you, then by all means continue to do that. But I love handwriting notes because it feels more tangible and I can remember where I wrote down the specific information when I have to go review it for the test. There is this theory called desirable difficulty, that if a task takes a considerable amount of difficulty, then it will improve long-term performance. And some research suggests that while difficult tasks might slow down learning initially, the long-term benefits are greater than easy tasks. But taking online notes is extremely helpful when I have to study for midterms or finals and I have to write 10 to 20 page study guides and I just have to summarize all of the information from the semester. And computers have this super helpful Shift F search feature where I can just search for a term and it will come up on my screen. And that leads me to my third tip, getting a good computer. So a lot of my schoolwork is done online, and a good computer is a necessity for writing essays, drafting emails, or even on Zoom calls. You don't have to break the bank with an expensive Razer laptop, LED, keyboard, and mouse. That's a bit much. But you do want a reliable laptop that can at least last 4 years and what you need it for. If you're only searching the web and drafting emails, then maybe a Chromebook will be up your alley. But if you want something beefier that you can play video games on, then maybe a Windows might work for you too. Personally, I have a 2017 Mac Air that has served me well, and I can do everything I need to do on it. Read emails, keep up with clubs, and study for tests. It's already 3 years old, but I hope I can keep it for the indefinite future. So my final tip to being more productive is procrastination. But James, that doesn't make any sense. Hear me out. There's two types of procrastination. There's passive procrastination and there's active procrastination. Passive procrastination is typical, I'm gonna do that later, let's go watch a movie right now. And people never end up doing their homework. And active procrastination is a bit different. People actively put off their homework to recharge their energy, recharge their batteries, or because they like the adrenaline rush when they can finish all their work before the deadline. And no doubt, procrastination is bound to happen at some point. So you want to find the hours of the day that you're most productive and then capitalize on those hours to get the most amount of stuff done. You're probably not going to be really productive to 11 p.m. and beyond, so that's the time to relax, chill, and probably watch some YouTube videos. However, you might be extremely productive right after school, so that's the time that you want to continue to work on all of your schoolwork and then finish it before you don't want to do any more work for the day. You want to find the time that you're most productive, do all of your work then, and then you can relax the other part of the day. And then with all your work done, you won't be struggling at 10, 11 p.m. when all you want to do is sleep. Newton's first law helps with this a little bit, because an object in motion stays in motion and an object at rest stays at rest. And that's the same for people too. If you're moving, grooving, and bumping to music and then working on your homework at the same time, then you're probably going to continue finishing your homework and move on to other assignments until you're done for the day. On the contrary, if you're on the couch watching videos, then you're probably not going to spontaneously be productive. So if you're in the mood to get productive, then there are two ways you can approach your work: the Snowball method and the Avalanche method. Usually these methods are used for debt repayment, but they can be applied here. The Snowball method is where you start with your easiest and quickest assignments, and then you work your way up to longer and harder ones. You build up momentum to work on the harder ones, and soon enough your work will be done in a breeze. You could also try the Avalanche method, which is the opposite. You work on the harder assignments first, and then you can do the easier ones later. Personally, I like the Snowball method because then I can work my way up to the longer and more arduous tasks. It's helped me finish countless assignments on time and before the deadline, so that I can just feel relaxed at the end of the day, knowing that I finished all of my work for that day. So those are my biggest productivity tips for students. If you want to check out my general productivity tips, the link will be in the description below. With that being said, smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.